Hey, I'm Emma from Fresh Sage, and a couple of people have asked me the question, how do I know it's the right time to rebrand? Now, and I normally say that in your gut, you'll know that if you feel like the brand you're wanting to project is not reflecting, or if you feel like the brand you're putting out there isn't reflecting you and what makes you awesome, or the awesome product that you're putting out into the world, then yes, it probably is time for you to rebrand. But there are different stages I've noticed in interacting with over 100 women and running their business. There generally about 4 stages that they fall into when it comes to being ready for a rebrand. So I thought I'd take you through those stages and maybe you can identify with 1 or 2 of those. So the first stage is when you're just starting out and you probably haven't got everything figured out. You feel like you're in the middle of a foggy mix and you're not really sure which clients you're serving, what your offer is. You're not really 100% sure of what makes you awesome and how that comes alive in your brand. And so things are a little bit murky, and that's normal. When you're starting out and you're still trying to figure out how all the bits and pieces of your brand come together, then that's completely normal. But in that case, people say to me, do I brand then? I say no, because if you're branding in a place when you still haven't figured out all the bits and pieces of what makes your business yours, then what ends up happening is that in 3, 6, 12 months time, you're going to be shifting that brand every time. So what I do recommend in that space, so what can you do? Well, the first thing you need to do is get a coach. So whether it's a business coach who helps you chunk down the aspects of a business, or someone who is a bit of a brand coach who can help you identify clients and the right products to offer and that sort of thing. So I would invest my money there rather. And then part of doing that, but like how do you get visible? Well, in that initial phase, you're going to be spending more time adding value, connecting with people, and through that's how you're going to be building your brand. So maybe social media templates at best, but what you really need is some coaching. So that's the first phase of a rebrand, is when you're just starting out and you're still trying to figure it all out. But maybe you've either starting out and you have that all figured out before you start, or if your business is starting to gain a bit of traction, but you're still in that bootstrapping phase. So you're still conscious about how much you're spending. And well, actually in a bootstrapping phase, you're not really spending, you're trying to do it all yourself. You've been DIYing this brand and you know that it's not actually working for you. And that's a great time to rebrand as well. But in that stage, if you're worried about the financial side, then you're going to rather benefit from having a few DIY templates coming in. So you don't have to go and invest in a full rebrand, but start investing in small things that are going to elevate your brand. So whether it's like I offer a color consult to help you peg down what your colors are with a social media template. Like that's a really great way to just up level your brand. Or if you invest in some social media templates, or you can invest in some nice images. So those are small things that you can invest in that are going to help elevate that brand. Then that's the second phase. Then you get into the third phase of wanting a rebrand, and that's when you've done the DIY as much as you can, and you know that actually you're investing way too much time into the DIY stuff, and it's not really your strength. So it's in that space when you know it's time to up level. You know that if you're actually going to start attracting the clients that you really want, they need to start seeing your value. So this is when phase 3 and 4 kick in, and for me, it depends on budget. So you either invest in phase 3, what I peg as your third phase or stage of branding, is when you're wanting to start a rebrand. So you're not ready to go into the full hog rebrand. You're still happy doing quite a lot of it yourself. You pass that DIY template stage. You're wanting something that's a little bit more custom and unique for you. But like, what is that middle road? So what is the thing that you can get that's a little bit more custom, not as DIY, but has a bit of input? So that's where the Start to Rebrand fits. And then the fourth stage of rebranding is when you get to that point where you're like, actually, I want a full decadent custom rebrand. I want a brand that's going to reflect me. I'm happy to invest the money into this. And I want somebody who's going to pull all of the aspects of who I am together into a nice, neat package and then help me showcase that. So whether it's showcased in print or whether it's showcased on the web or in ebooks. So it's bringing that brand alive. You want somebody who can help you create a cohesive brand. And those are the 4 stages of branding that I generally interact with my clients in. So I hope that helps you figure out, where do you fit in the 4 stages of branding? How are you experiencing branding in your business? And what are the things that you need to do to get your brand to the next level?